Welcome to the Bay Insider with Amanda and Ying, where we talk about history, lifestyle, and real estate in the San Francisco Bay Area. Welcome back to the Bay Insider. Today we are going to be talking about the Inner Richmond district. Our guest, Patty, you lived in Inner Richmond for how long?
Almost 45 years.
Wow. So that's a lot of watching over time and seeing, what has happened over the years.
I have been friends with Patty for a few years. We met at Koi Fitness, KOI, just in case you're wondering. And that's outdoor boot camp where I made many wonderful friends, and Patty is one of them. She lives in Inner Richmond on Funston, right?
Yeah.
I've been to your house a few times. Lovely garden. And you are a fantastic baker.
I went to culinary school when I was in my 50s.
Wow, that sounds great.
She is excellent. And also she has many, many different talents and lots of knowledge about the neighborhood and everything you want to know. And I'm sure she'll share some of the insights with us. Let's talk about Inner Richmond a little bit. The divider for Inner is Agualo and the Park Presidio. North is Lake District and Presidio. And the south is Golden Gate Park or Fulton. So that's more of a rectangle. The reason why it's called Inner, because it's closer to downtown. And then we have Central, and then we have Outer. Outer start with 32nd and all the way to the ocean. When I first moved to San Francisco, I heard about 3 Chinatowns. So people say there are 3 Chinatowns in San Francisco. The Chinatown, where you go, California, Grand, all that. And then Richmond District and the Sunset District.
You're talking about there's a larger proportion of Asian residents.
Asian restaurants and stores, population. Yeah. Inner Richmond is largely Asian. And then Central Richmond, you get more Russian and Irish. And then Outer, you get everyone. At least that's the way I read it.
I believe it started out as Irish.
Right.
As many things did in this city, definitely. Yeah. Noe Valley, Dogpatch, all,
Yeah. And evolved to be more Chinese and not just Asian, but it was, I think, a Chinese population. Our house was built in 1916. Our last house was built in 1906. They were built by mostly Irish and Russian also.
I'm sure that's the case. Irish, Russian, Italian, then Chinese. So Patty, you lived there for 45 years. What led you to Inner Richmond 45 years ago? What was like back then?
And was that your first spot in San Francisco? Or
I was actually born in San Francisco.
Okay, me too.
I spent some of my childhood in the Napa Valley and then moved back to San Francisco and moved to the Inner Richmond because that's where my boyfriend lived. He lived in the Inner Richmond. He had a flat there that he'd lived in since college. I mean, it was such an inexpensive, great deal. It was a flat on Clement Street.
So you liked it enough to want to stay there in the neighborhood?
We knew the neighborhood,
exactly.
I guess.
Yeah.
And it was an affordable neighborhood.
Mm-hmm.
Affordable is, it's relative now.
Well, it's interesting when we did our Central Richmond episode. I don't know if you listened to that one. I learned so much from the people that we interviewed in terms of affordability of the 25th and Clement there and the butcher and all the kinds of things. So then I started going there and going to these different shops, and it was really great. And I'm sure that a lot of that kind of spills over into Inner Richmond because they aren't that different.
Inner Richmond is probably even cheaper.
Really?
More competition.
Okay.
Especially you want
it's a lot of shops.
Asian groceries or fresh stuff. You get better price and better products than farmers market.
Mm-hmm.
And that's my conclusion, really.
Oh, yeah. And all those Asian grandmas who come first thing in the morning.
Exactly. You know what I do? I just look for Asian grandmas. They go there. I follow.
That's the place to go. Yeah.
Oh, totally. They are always right.
Yeah, right? You mentioned with farmers market. I mean, farmers markets used to be an affordable place to go buy fruits and vegetables, but they're not anymore.
No, they are very expensive.
Not at all.
I think.
It's wild.
Depends on which one. The Civic Center one's very reasonable.
One of the best,
Right. Right. Then Ferry Building is probably the worst. So for people who are interested, it's 9 a.m. to 2 p.m. on Sundays between 2nd and 4th Avenue on Clement. So 3 blocks. They have lots of fresh fruits, vegetables, bakery, like the rest of them. But they also have very good tacos and Indian food. Awesome Indian food if you're ever interested. Then, of course, the best part of that farmer's market is you're surrounded by a variety of shops and restaurants, and you can always get whatever you want in the neighborhood. Isn't the best thing about the neighborhood? You can get anything.
You can get anything. Yeah, the best French bakery in San Francisco is on Arguello.
Arisco.
I like their croissants, almond croissant, but I just got one from Noe Valley Bakery. I think they are similar. Honestly.
Really?
Yeah.
Yeah, so very flaky. I got one at Arisco because I was driving around on tour, and it was like the one time that I drove by and there wasn't a huge line outside. And so I thought, well, I better go try the croissant because everybody's talking about it.
What do you think?
And I thought it was good.
Yeah.
But it made a complete mess of my car.
Oh, because it's so flaky. I used to go there all the time before it became popular, before it became famous.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Then you made it famous.
No, it wasn't me. But anyway, after that, I couldn't go anymore because lines is too long. It's just not worth the time anymore.
Yeah, I don't wait for food.
Yeah. Well, it actually goes really fast. If you ever want to know, it goes really fast.
Okay.
They also have a second location, Civic Center by the UN building.
Oh, really?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Interesting.
So, Patty, what do you do in Inner Richmond? What are the things you like to do?
I like going to Golden Gate Park.
Oh, that's right. Of course.
It's the thing I do most. I also like the stores. My favorite store in the Inner Richmond is Kamei, Kamai. As far as I'm concerned, the only place to buy kitchenware.
Really?
The only place to buy dishes, the only place to buy silverware.
Oh,
it's on the south side of the street around 5th Avenue.
Okay. It's really big.
It's really big, and it's,
You got everything.
And reasonable prices?
very,
Very reasonable.
very reasonable.
Yeah.
That's right by Green Apple Books.
Across the street.
Cross street. Okay. One very interesting thing when I was doing research on Inner Richmond is there was a racetrack, Bay District track in the Richmond district. In the park on the other side of Fulton, 1874 is when it opened. And it's 1 mile racetrack. And it was for horses. So I had to go back. It's like, is that a horse or a car? But horses.
Okay.
And that's before they had the Ingleside, which is
Also a horse racing.
Yeah. And then they converted to cars eventually.
Right.
But this one, I would never have imagined that there was a racetrack right over there. Apparently, it was very popular and brought a lot of people there, lots of bars, a lot of entertainment along Fulton area back in the days.
Raucous.
Yeah, I know. Can you imagine?
I can.
Neighbors and people living in the area had a lot of complaints against, having a racetrack. None of us were around back in the days, but I can imagine having a racetrack in your neighborhood. All the bars, all the drunk people is probably not good for the property value. It eventually closed down, and then the Ingleside racetrack took over.
Oh, so that was like a replacement for the Bay? Okay.
Yeah. And then we were just talking about this earlier, Patty. There was little chalet along Golden Gate Park.
It's still there.
Right? Corner of Fulton and 7.
I think it was one of the original train line, waiting area for one of the original train lines that went out to the beach.
Yeah.
To service Sutro Park and the
old steam train, I think.
Is it? I didn't know that.
That's right. That was a steam train. It's just amazing to think like there was a train line, there was a racetrack, and people would go to Sutro or Playland for weekend vacations.
Well, and apparently back then when they built this track, it was really hilly and sandy.
I was going to say it's not flat.
Yeah.
It's always amazed me that there was a racetrack there because the area is not
not flat. So what they said is that they had to grade down some of the really large dunes and kind of flatten the ground so that they could get the racetrack flat.
back to the history a little bit. Obviously, something happened in 1906. We talk about almost in every single episode now, and that's the earthquake. And because of earthquake, people move out, or people were in those earthquake shacks in Golden Gate Park and everywhere else. We talk about Bernal and
Yeah, I mean, Bernal has the largest concentration. But yeah, Presidio Park, they had them all
Presidio
set up
Park.
there. There's a lot of different areas.
Pochero had earthquake
There
shacks
were a
too.
lot in Golden Gate Park, too.
Right. Golden Gate,
Mhm.
I mean, that makes sense, right? But after that, people just decide to stay, sort of say, okay, why don't we just set up camps here? There's plenty of land and we can build a house. And therefore, the construction started. And that's back to what you were saying. A lot of places start being built after the earthquake. By the 1920s, I think the district was developed.
Yeah, I think our first house, which was on 4th Avenue, when we started stripping paint off the paneling, we discovered that it was made of parts that had been in another house.
Hmm.
So I think a lot of scraps were reused.
Oh, you mean like he used parts to build the house?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
There's a lot of different architectural styles, and a lot of times people think of Richmond and Sunset and kind of similarly, but definitely in the Richmond, you have a lot of older housing stock than you do, I would say, in the Sunset.
Different.
Yeah.
Interestingly, lots were usually sold in threes in the Richmond district. And if you look around, you'll find 3 houses that are similar
Yeah, that's
next
true.
to each other.
Why
I mean,
is
it
that?
was just
how they did it.
It was just how they did it. So a speculator or a contractor would buy 3 lots
Mhm.
and build 3 houses that were essentially the same.
Okay.
Yeah, it is interesting because you definitely see that when I
Yeah.
didn't know why that. I mean, that makes complete sense, but
Yeah.
yeah, you do see a few houses in a row that are very
On my
similar.
block, it was 6 houses that are identical, built in 1916.
Okay. So, as far as architecture is concerned, what do you think of architecture in Inner Richmond?
Oh gosh, it's just a hodgepodge, isn't it?
It is, but
There
describe
are
it.
a lot of very old houses, and there are, houses that are much newer from the 50s. And I've noticed recently they're building some. So,
Brand new ones.
yeah.
Are you talking about like a very different architecture, like modern kind of architecture?
There are definitely some of those.
You
Yeah.
see some of them? I
Yeah,
don't see that many though.
Some like
Not that many.
strange, random, like 90s, late 90s, early 2000s architecture randomly placed here and
they
there.
also started building, when was that? In the 70s? In the 80s, they were building things that were called Richmond Specials.
Hmm.
And there's a lot of them. They're flat front, usually with a bay window, but
Okay.
the ceilings aren't tall enough, so the bay windows go to the floor.
Mhm.
I could drive you around and show them to you, but they were called Richmond Specials and just reviled at the time.
Really?
Interesting.
I don't
You said
remember.
what year in the?
I think that was in the 80s
Okay.
that they were building them, and there was a lot of feeling against tearing down, because most of them are 2 units, and tearing
Right,
down
right.
single-family houses to build them, which was objected to by our Board of Supervisors. You probably remember all this, Amanda.
1980s.
The
Okay.
80s, I think.
So that was in 1980s. Because my understandings with our planning codes, we can't change the look, the facade of the houses.
But you could then.
Yeah, it's that's not been the rule forever. That's for sure.
Oh, is that right?
Well, no, that's how we have so many weird, random monstrosities back in the 80s and
So
90s.
when did the rule start? I guess I wouldn't know that, but
I'm not sure, but here I just found this. The term Richmond Special refers to a type of cheaply built, often unattractive homes constructed in San Francisco's Richmond district, especially during the 1970s. The term is generally used in a negative or derogatory way by real estate agents.
oh my gosh, okay.
70s, they were probably like, it's a Richmond Special.
Because San Francisco can be so racist sometimes, there was they were all built by a new generation of Irish immigrants. And so there was a lot of feeling against the Irish contractors.
Really?
Uh-huh.
Yeah. So there's definitely
So everybody else, the Russians and the Asians and everybody else united against the Irish. I mean, it was just.
I actually went to an open house that had a little back kind of bar area, and it had a big sign in it that said "No Irish allowed." And I was like, "Wow, okay."
Well, I mean, we talk about that, like even in Noe Valley, Irish, and then Chinese. Your mom told us about that.
Mm-hmm.
She had exactly the same.
That there was a lot of racism.
Yeah, racism against
discrimination
Irish,
for sure.
then Italian, then Chinese.
Yeah.
I think that's what she said. She told us that. The reason I got to know Inner Richmond so well, I used to walk down Clement day in and day out, every single day, because my kids were going to Star of the Sea back in the days, and you have a connection over there as well. That was a number of years ago. I seen the area changing over time. So if I don't go there for a few months, I go back to Inner Richmond again. I discover just changes. And there's more and more diversity. You can see other restaurants and other things coming in, and then become more and more modern. Like some stores I would expect to see them like in Fillmore or Hayes Valley. Now they're in Inner Richmond. That's my general impression. The whole area is transforming.
I think you're right. I've seen those stores like the Toy Store Tantrum.
Correct.
Or the something like Park Life.
Park Life, yes.
Yeah, a lot of those
gift stores, right? There was a purse store.
Oh, yeah. She makes handmade purses. I understand she trained at Louis Vuitton.
She did.
Yeah.
Okay, I forgot the name of the store. We're gonna find.
Beautiful.
Yes, they are.
April in Paris.
That's it.
April in Paris.
That's right.
And I think she makes them all to order.
So that's at 15 Clement Street.
Yeah, so it's just right at Aguero at intersection.
I drive through the Inner Richmond all the time because I live across the bridge, but I stopped to take pictures for our episode, and I walked around, and there were so many new businesses.
That's what I was going to.
New shops, yeah.
But not just they're new; they're also very different.
Yeah, diverse types of businesses.
A lot more diverse, right? Even the population. If you go to the farmers market now, you see a lot of younger generation, maybe tech, I don't know, but just much younger generation than what used to be. And just very, very different population. A lot more kids, I think. A lot more younger families.
And I have a lot more buyer clients asking and interested in the neighborhood than I would say, 5 years ago or so. I would say that the trend has been towards more popularity.
It makes sense, right? It's a little warmer than the Central Outer. It's a lot closer to downtown, and also lots of stuff happening.
There are several public schools that are desirable.
Alamo, Peabody.
It's close to Claire Lilienthal.
Claire Lilienthal, right? Absolutely.
Argonne,
yeah, on the other side. Yes, Argonne. Sutro.
Yeah.
Sutro Elementary. Yeah, they're all good schools. Argonne is the only year-round school, is my understanding. Like they open in summer as well.
Oh, I can.
Yeah, so your kids go to summer school. Okay, let's talk about food and businesses.
Yes. We had already talked about Airskol, right? The bakery, but there's lots of bakeries.
Cinderella Bakery is one of your favorite, isn't it?
Yeah, I love Cinderella Bakery. It's a Russian bakery, I believe, and they have all different kinds of pierogies. I love pierogies. I try to eat the baked ones because I know they're better than the fried ones. But
the fried ones are so much better.
They're so much better. Those must be just have a lot of calories, but they're very good. But yeah, they have such an assortment of little cookies. They do a great borscht. I don't know if you've ever had their borscht, which is like
what's a borscht?
It's like a beet cabbage soup.
Okay.
Yeah, and they have things Siberian pies.
Yeah,
Siberian pie. What's in a Siberian pie?
Cabbage. I think. They're good.
Yeah. It doesn't sound very good.
I know. Cabbage. Okay, I can live without.
Yeah, but no, they have tons of different things, and it's a nice spot.
It's very crowded, and then a bunch of little businesses have sprung up around there. So there's a couple of sushi restaurants, sushi bistro. There are several, and a little antique store, ceramic store that has a little gift shop.
As I was putting down the restaurants for Richmond, I could actually classify them by cuisine, which means there are a lot of them.
Yes, I think we can talk about some of them and what our favorites are.
Yeah,
but what we will do for the episode is we will include all of the ones that we've thought about. So because we don't have time to
Well, we don't have time to go over all of them. There are just way too many.
They'll be in the show notes. So.
Absolutely. So one thing you got to know is if you want to eat, Inner Richmond is the right place for you. there's something for everyone. Now, Patty, what are some of your favorites?
I like, what's the one on 6 between that? It's a Vietnamese sandwich place. And I like Toy Boat as a restaurant.
That's been around forever. It's under, I think, new ownership now.
It is.
Right.
Amanda, I can't remember her name, bought it from the Finks.
Yeah, and they had owned it forever. I used to love to go there. I would go there and study for college and drink and eat ice cream and whatever.
You say drink?
Drink coffee.
Oh, okay,
while I was studying.
Toy Boat.
But have you been to the toy boat? I mean, it's just
Yes.
so cute. I thought that was it when they were changing ownership. It was just going to be gone or be something different. But it's such a special establishment for the neighborhood. It's just such an interesting, unique place. They have little toys and do they have the Pez dispensers? Is that the...
They have all
They
kinds
do.
of
But
stuff.
they had a collection of historic toys that when the current owner, who also owns Jane the Baker.
Oh, really?
Uh-huh.
Oh, wow.
And
Okay.
when she bought all of the toys. And I know that shortly after she bought it, somebody came in the middle of the day and said, Amanda sent us, put a ladder up, took a bunch of the toys.
Oh, no.
It was just,
You mean robbery?
yeah.
Oh, no.
That's so sad.
Yeah.
It is awful.
Yeah. You know, they were there, they were working, but, didn't want to be rude.
Oh, that's awful.
That's bad. I love that place. Used to take my kids there all the time.
Yeah, kids like it.
Oh, yeah.
It's a visual joy.
And
So
that's-
Little Vietnam Cafe, is that what you're
yes,
talking about?
that's it.
Yeah.
Okay.
It's by the Smart and Final.
At
kind of place.
309 6th Avenue.
Even Vietnamese, I had a list. My favorite is a Cafe Ban Mai. That's on Clement. I think
417 Clement.
I know the owners of that place, and I love their sandwiches too. My new find is called Lily. It's a little further down the street.
It's a Vietnamese restaurant.
Vietnamese restaurant.
Lily?
Lily. It's contemporary Vietnamese. So, like spring rolls, for example. You know how Vietnamese has this little fried rolls? Theirs is filled with duck confit rolls, rather than
fancy.
rather than the pork filling.
Mhm.
So, upscale Vietnamese.
They have a green drink with tons of mint in it. It looks absolutely outrageous.
I'll try that one, but
fresh. It looks very, very fresh.
I
Yeah,
tried
it
a
looks
lot
like
of other
nice-
things.
Yeah,
That's
a little upscale there.
yeah, it's a little upscale. Yeah,
And then the French restaurant Chapeau has
Oh,
been
yeah.
around for
long time.
forever. That's
Philip.
kind of a date night place, right? People like to go there. I mean, at least 20 years ago.
I think it still is.
Yeah. Kind of old school.
Very old school, very traditional French.
Mm-hmm.
Have you been?
I haven't been since they moved there.
Okay.
I went to their previous version. So I don't know. I went there when it was Saint Tropez, but
Oh, really? Which year was that? Has to be.
40, we lived on Clement Street right across from it. So
Oh,
when we couldn't afford to go there, we'd just sit in the window and watch people go in and out. Yeah.
it's so funny. So you get
And they look like they're having a great night.
We bet on,
Yeah.
when they'd walk in, is it going to be a great date or not? And then they walk out and you would see if you were right.
That's hilarious.
Oh my gosh.
Did you see them sometimes leave separately?
Because it was a very expensive restaurant. It was a real date night.
Right.
I mean, still expensive, but no more expensive than most others.
No, it's not one of those ridiculous ones.
No, it's actually somewhat reasonable, I think. I used to go there a lot. And the right next door is actually one of my favorite places, Spanish Table.
Oh, yeah.
You like that,
Yeah,
right?
I do.
Yeah, what do you get there?
Sandwiches.
Oh, you get their sandwiches.
They make sandwiches
That's
that are
right.
really good. Was it fig and...
fig and manchego.
Yeah, which is really
And the
good.
jam, maybe a little bit.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I also have gone there to buy Spanish chorizo, which is different than Mexican chorizo, and
Yeah.
I like it better.
They also have really good selection wine.
Mm-hmm.
Really,
Spanish
really
wines that you can't find everywhere.
That's right. The Spanish or Portuguese. Burmese, obviously.
Oh, what is that? The red and
Burma?
yellow one.
Burma Superstar or Mandalay.
Yeah, I know Mandalay is one I was thinking of.
Mandalay.
But Burma Superstar.
And they opened one in the North Bay too. I think in Corte
They
Madera.
also have in Berkeley, I think.
Yeah.
Something like that. That also has been around for a very, very long time.
And the tea salad, that's what everybody loves, the tea salad.
Yeah,
It's very good.
That's what they're famous for, I
They're
think.
famous for that. And the samosa soup is my favorite. So here's a little inside information. If you cannot get in Burma Superstar, because it's always crowded, they don't take reservations, so line sometimes out the door for a long time. You go to B Star, which is just a couple blocks away down the road. It's the same kitchen. I think it's the same owner. It's almost the same menu. At least selected items are the same. And you can just generally walk in there and eat without
Secret. Insider secret. Bay insider.
without having to wait. Then people are either Burma Superstar or Mandalay. So you're in the Mandalay camp?
No, I'm in the Burma Superstar camp.
Really? What's your favorite?
God, it's got to be the tea salad. But I had a wonderful pumpkin stew there.
Pork
I
pumpkin
love
stew.
it.
Yeah,
Yeah.
which was really good.
Yeah, they have lots of good things. What's your favorite Chinese place, Amanda?
Well, I haven't spent that much time eating at restaurants in the Inner Richmond, I'm just going to be totally honest. But I'm curious, this Zhao Long Bao, is that the same thing as the Zhao Long down here?
No. So xiaolongbao means little container dumplings. Let's say little tin of dumplings. It's a name like Coca-Cola, Coke.
Okay.
That just means the type of dumplings. So this place is a carry-out place. It's between 8th and 7th on Clement.
Okay.
It's kind of hole in the wall, but they have pretty good xiaolongbao and a lot of dim sum items.
Okay.
A few places I want to mention. Sake-san on Clement. That's Clement and the 8th.
What is that?
Sake-san. You know what I'm talking about?
How do you spell this?
Sakesan.
Okay,
Sake-san.
gotcha.
San means Mr. or, master, right?
Okay.
Sake-san. And they have a karaoke bar, by the way, or karaoke in the back rooms. So you can have the room eating sushi and sing karaoke. Like all
Which is something I have never done in my life, and I don't plan to ever do.
like
people
Asians do.
Love it. Yeah.
Like all the Asians do.
Have you done it?
Yeah.
Oh
Really?
gosh.
Oh, yeah.
And you stood up in front of people?
I mean, I did. It was like a large group of us.
People that you know well.
Yeah. And plus, I wasn't one performing. I was just like participating.
Oh,
I'm very good with participating.
okay.
Vaco. Supposedly have best Japanese.
Spell.
Vaco. Wako.
Oh, yeah. That's supposed to be very fancy.
They're supposed to be very, very fancy. I haven't made it yet. I heard it's the best.
Yeah, but it's like a $200 dinner.
At least. Yeah. Yeah.
Oh my.
At least 200. I think 200 is on the cheaper side.
Is looking at the pictures online, it looks delicious.
It is supposed to be.
It should be delicious.
It's supposed to be the best.
Okay.
Korean food, one of my favorite cuisines. I just want to mention a few. There's a wooden charcoal Korean village. That's kind of on the other side of Gary and 11th. Very good Korean barbecue. There's a tofu house, longtime established place. Brothers restaurant, the same. I can go on and on. I mean, my list is very, very long, so I'm going to stop here just because I got too many favorite places. If you have something to add, please.
There's a lot of great restaurants. I think the takeaway here is like in a very small area, you have just, the whole Clement Street is just one shop or restaurant or store after another. So you're never going to have trouble finding a place to eat.
No.
That is
Just trouble finding a place to park.
Yes. That's the point.
That's an excellent point. It's hard to find parking there. It's true.
So parking is a problem. Yeah.
Yeah. One place I want to mention is the Neck of the Woods. So that's not a restaurant. That's where they have shows. I guess that's the club. There's a salsa dancing, I think.
Oh, wow.
I've been to a couple comedy shows there.
Really?
Yeah, Neck of the Woods. It's on Clement as well. That's considered the happening place in town. Richmond can be very quiet, as you know. It's a kind of sleepy neighborhood. So Neck of the Woods is a more happening spot for the younger people. There are a lot of parks. Mountain Lake Park, which has a great playground, tennis court, hiking trail all the way into Presidio. There's a Presidio, the whole Presidio golf course right there. Golden Gate Park, as Patty mentioned, that's where we spend lots of time.
Love the park.
Isn't it?
Love the park. Yeah.
Do you go there every day?
Pretty much.
Pretty much, right?
Yeah.
Me too. Pretty much every day. So there's so much happening in Golden Gate Park. Have you been to those concerts? The Ben Shell concerts?
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
From April through October.
Yeah, April to early October. Yes, absolutely right.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, lots of interesting musicians and different shows. Patty, what's the best thing about living in Inner Richmond? What do you like about it?
I like that it's a reasonably safe area. I think it's that
true.
the architecture is interesting. I like being near Golden Gate Park and Clement Street. I just like it.
So if you were talking to somebody who, say, wasn't that familiar with San Francisco, and you, because you live in the Inner Richmond and you love it, what would you say to them that they, why would they love to live there? Obviously, everyone's different in their wants and needs, but
I guess proximity to the park, and it's convenient. It was easy to get the kids to the schools.
It's close to everything.
Yeah, and I mean, we used to go out to eat all the time, and there were so many restaurants to choose from.
Yeah, parks. All the parks.
Yeah, all the parks, yeah.
Well, and I think another thing, close to the Presidio, it's not that far from getting into the Presidio, speaking of parks.
Yeah.
And to get to the North Bay, which of course I like to do.
It's
even
close.
before when I was living in San Francisco, it's nice to be able to get up there. When we have our foggy summers, right? And sometimes people want to get away just to visit the summer a half an hour away. You can do that.
When we first moved there, we had family in the North Bay, and we also had family down on the peninsula.
Right.
And it's surprisingly easy to get to the peninsula. Harder now because more traffic, but surprisingly easy to go down 19th Avenue and get to Woodside easily, and surprisingly easy to get to the North Bay.
North Bay for sure. North Bay is such a straight shot.
Transportation-wise, you have the One California, the 38 Geary. You have different
2 Clement.
Those buses. You don't have
31 Balboa.
The underground trains like you have.
It's still in the plan, in the discussion.
Building Geary Rapid Transit.
Yes.
Much as we all hate it, is coming.
Yeah.
In how many years?
Well, how long did it take Van Ness? But they started
Good question.
building Geary Rapid Transit.
And what, just for people who are not familiar with that, what exactly does that mean?
It was an idea that it would be faster than building a subway to build 2 dedicated lanes in the middle of the street for buses. And
so it's not underground.
It was done in Bogota. And when Ed Lee was mayor, he went to Bogota and came back a convert because they could build theirs in 6 months. But it turns out that nothing can be
that we can't do it quite so fast. Yeah, so very similar to Van Ness as well.
So it will be like Van. I mean, the idea is
so it's not
like
underground. I thought you were talking about the underground because that was a part of the proposal as well for the longest time. Some of the negatives, parking is difficult.
It can be extremely frustrating. So if you have a house there, it will be nice to have parking. If you don't have parking, it would be nice to not have a car.
Right. Bike or something, or walk, right? Which is absolutely doable over there.
It is.
Yeah. And I also feel Richmond is sort of between urban and suburban. It's kind of a transitional neighborhood. It's not as quiet as the central outer Richmond. It's not as busy as like Fillmore.
Right.
Yeah,
for sure.
So you can still get peace and close to parks and also have all the shops and restaurants.
Right. You can pick and choose your adventure. Inner Richmond is a vibrant neighborhood. So there's always new and interesting things, and there's ways to kind of get your fix of whatever type of lifestyle you're looking to live. Inner Richmond, for that reason, is really interesting.
It's for everyone. Almost for everyone.
Thank you, Patty, for talking to us about your experience living in the Inner Richmond. We're excited to get this out to people, hopefully in time to go to a bandshell concert.
That's right. Oh, still early enough. And don't forget the flower piano that's coming up.
I forgot when is that?
September 13th also. But by the time we release this episode, it will just be...
It'll be over.
Hardly Strictly.
That's true.
Strictly is great.
So many great things to do in Inner Richmond. Thank you so much, and we'll talk to you next time.